Hi everybody, I know I don't put videos up very often, and I kind of wanted to stick this up one in the response to a video called 40 after 40k, life after 40k. There we go. But anyway, this is kind of like a video about how he was talking about one of the problems with getting into the game is getting things set up, and I do agree it can be a problem, but I want to talk about how it can also be like a really great experience. So I split 40k when I was about 20. When I finished when I was about 21. And slowly but surely I've been getting more and more. So like I didn't finish completely, but like slowly start to tail off to now, where I'm coming to 24. So I'm quite still a sprog. I started playing Games Workshop when I was about 8. So I've been playing for quite a long time, and I've seen the company go through a lot of changes. Maybe in a different light to a lot of people who had more problems in their life. A bit older than I am, but anywho, let's get on with the whole point, which is transitions. Right, so I started really small, 40k, and one of the things I found was really interesting is, like, it only started with a few friends, but if you want something to work, you've got to be willing to work at it. Now, this works in, I mean, everyone goes on about jobs and blah, 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 right? So I don't want to get into that. I don't want to question what anyone does, you know what I mean? It's just like, if you want to do a hobby and if something's fun, you'll put your heart into it, and it's kind of like, what you need to do is, you need to clear up some time. Now, I think time is the hardest thing to get your hands on, because I'm not a family man, and I don't plan to become a family man for quite some time. Hopefully, never, but that's not the point. I mean, so I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? I have time in abundance, so I mean, I like to fit, things into my life and make my life as enjoyable as possible. But I know that a lot of people have a lot of much more things going on. I mean, they've got the kids to take care of, which is, and they want to go out with their kids, and they want to have fun with their kids, and they want to go out with their families and their loved ones, and they want to go here or go there. Me, I'm quite a stationary guy. I just like to play my miniature war games. So one thing you want to do is, if you're not that person, you want to find that guy, and you want to show him your interest, and you want to talk to him and slowly but surely influence him. Because I didn't think about it like this at all when I was recording this video earlier on. I never thought of that. I was that dude, kind of. I'm the guy who bought a 4 foot by 4 foot board and stuck it in my tiny little living room and was like, come around my house and play some games with us. We would play 3 by 3 games and arse our way through it, and it would be the greatest fun ever. And it started something, and it set a little fire which got us more and more interested, because playing the game is what makes it fun. Now, there's no point trying to push the game to someone who doesn't like the miniatures, so there's no point going there. But you can interest them in the gameplay. So maybe you want to just try it. Just tell them to just try it. Just say it. Don't complain about it. Don't whine about it. I said nothing against Games Workshop. Hammering Games Workshop around them, slating it into the ground will get no one interested in. I mean, we do it. I do it. I'm not going to complain. I'm stronger at Games Workshop. Sometimes it makes me want to piss blood, but I mean, I can't go on at some people who aren't interested. I'm not going to go, oh, 40k is crap, that's why I need to play War Machine. You want to say, listen, it's something different, and you can start small. And just say, play a few games with me. I'll grab some guys' miniatures. You don't have to buy a thing. I just want you to try it out. Give it a couple of games for us and see what you think. I don't give a crap if you don't play at the end. I just want you to see that it's good, and I want you to see if you are interested. If you're not, I'll leave you alone. Because you've got to kind of, I know it sounds horrible, you've got to kind of force it upon people, because war gamers, and I don't know about you guys, are really into our old ways, I find. They get fucking in a rut and in a pattern, and that's their game, and everything else sucks balls, and blah, 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 right? So no, you need to grab them by their hair and kind of drag them over. But certainly, I mean, you know what I mean? You've got to try and trick them into it almost. And I know it sounds horrible, but it's kind of true. You've got to kind of be a bit forceful, but carefully. It's all about strategy. Yeah, it's one of the weird things I never actually thought of until I was recording this video, is that one person really needs to be backing this up. And if you want it to work, you've got to kind of clear a lot of your schedule. Like, so that time you were going to spend sitting on your ass watching telly, you need to stop sitting on your ass and watching telly and be like, hey guys, any of you free today? Do you want to come over to my house? Do you want to play a game? And like, don't hassle them at the point of annoyance. Just be like, hey guys, you don't do much. Do you want to grab a few beers in my garage and we'll play a game? I mean, I don't have a garage, but I know in America they do. I mean, in Britain we do, but just not where I live. So you might want to, like, hey, you want to hang on the garage? You set a board up in the garage, we'll play a few games, we'll have a laugh. In the attic, in the living room, wherever. And just go out and get terrain. It's not expensive. Make your own terrain. It's totally possible. Oh, you want a green gaming mat? Go to like a local store that sells fabric and just ask for a 4x4 sheet. They'll be like, what the hell are you talking about? And just explain it. Go down to Games Workshop and buy one of their battle mats. It's perfectly fine. It works exactly the same. What I'm saying is, you want to really set the scene and kind of put your heart into it. Because if you do, other people will start to you know, if you go down the gaming club, like, so say you don't have a games workshop, so you go down the gaming club, and suddenly, all of a sudden, they come down there, and there's you with your green mat laid out, and your terrain, and both teams worth of miniatures, and you're sat there doing it properly, then you'll be surprised how much attention it draws, because a lot of the gamers were kind of sluts for aesthetics, and just how we are, you know what I mean? We got into miniatures because they looked good, not because, you know, I mean, that's what, the first bite is with the eye sort of idea. You get us in with the miniatures, and then you lay down the game. And the game is what will keep us there, the miniatures what will draw our attention. So, I mean, you don't need to pay them completely, but, you know, just sit there and let them come. Kind of go fishing. You know, you've got to wait to get a bite. Now, another thing you can do is pick someone who's like you. So, say you got a friend, and I imagine that if you play miniature war games, you've got a friend who is a war gamer. He'll probably be the one who falls with you away from something. Like, I started playing War Machine. Now, one of my guys who's probably my closest to my friends that plays miniatures is kind of still bouncing in and out of 40k. Now, we kind of wind him up about that, and he knows we're joking, but, like, it's one of those things where now that he's kind of had the bug, and he's now gone back to playing a little bit of 40k, and he's still a big fan of War Machine, I've grabbed onto the others, and the others are like my guys who will, like, kind of push the game for me and tell you how great it is, and even their enthusiasm is a way to draw people in. So what you want to do is you want to back your game up. If you want it to work, you've got to put the time in, and it's like everything in life, blah 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 blah. You get my idea. Like, if you only get out of it what you put into it, son. It's like, it's not like that totally, but you know what I mean. It's like, just show enthusiasm and show, like, interest, and you'll totally get people's attentions. It just takes time. It took us about a year to get everything up and running. And yeah, you can be like, oh yeah, I'm going to a computer game. Yeah, well, I go on computer games. It's full of ass hats. Like, they're everywhere. It's like, you know what I mean? The people that you're going to meet are going to become friends, and it's going to be more about, like, hanging around with the guys as much as it's going to be about playing games. And that's the great thing about miniatures. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter how old you are. Well, it does kind of, because that gets into different issues, though. But it doesn't matter how old you are, really. You can come along to one of these clubs, and all the boundaries start closed down, and all start to have a good time. And that's what it's about. It's about having fun in a competitive, playful atmosphere. Which means that you can all sit around, some guys can have beer. I mean, I don't drink. I mean, I'm 24 and I don't really drink. I've just kind of given it up for a bit. Try to lose some pounds, because this game is, you know, carry a lot of them around. So, you know what I mean? So you just need a few drinks, like some of your friends, have a couple of cans of Coke and play some games. I mean, no one wants to get wasted. They want to keep their edges about them. Well, I say that, but that's not entirely true. Anyway, the great thing about this is that you've got to get it. I mean, it's amazing. I'm going to tell anyone now, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't. This is for everything, right? I'm talking about going from War Machine to 40k, right? Fuck it, video games to 40k. I don't know, chess to 40k, right? Whatever you want to do, you've just got to show the enthusiasm and put your foot in the door, and people will come. Like, you'll find interest. Post it on websites, post it on forums. They're all out there. Try and get someone to mention it on one of the gaming podcasts. I mean, just show interest, ring around. Forums, everything. The material's out there, and there are loads of people. And one of the things that they say on Life After 40k is that there's no one in Jersey. I'm pretty sure that there's the Jersey SOBs, and I'm from fucking England, and I know about them. You've just got to look for it. It's all there, guys, and it's really amazing how big this environment has become. And I mean, I'm just glad to be a tiny fucking speck in it, because we've got the Masters tournaments in England. We've got, like, English guys going over and beating the Americans in the Masters tournament. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, it really happened with your witch. Yeah. So I'm impressed by, like, just the ability of some of the gamers and the lengths they're willing to go for our community. And I think we have to kind of accept that we are a community, you know what I mean? Like, we may not all be from the same areas. We may not all have, like, you know, from doctors to dentists, from dentists to dishwashers. We're all the same kind of people, you know what I mean? We all have a hobby and we all fund it. At the end of the day, just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you're going to be beating the guy that isn't a friggin' hairdresser, because he's one smart son of a bitch. You know what I mean? And I've seen that happen. That's a real thing I've seen happen. You know what I mean? So it's all about, it takes everything out of life and it leaves the fun behind. And you want to get your kids involved, then do it. And it's for any game, this is good advice, I'd probably say. It's been great talking about it, actually. It really got me. Right, so I just want to say thanks for listening, guys. I'm not going to say that my getting the club was the easiest, but I tell you what, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. And our club was there, and we kind of founded a small part of it, and we kind of became something bigger, and it was one of the best experiences I've had. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry I went on too long. If you didn't listen to it, well, you know, it's alright. I hope you guys have a great day, and see you later.